It's Monday, the beginning of the week, and it's going to be a busy one. You have 2 tests to prepare for, a lab conclusion to perfect, and a ton of math homework to catch up on. Your calendar is jam-packed with tasks and events, so how do you make room for all these things? You overwork yourself. You cut back on sleep, you even skip meals in an effort to get all your work done. You push yourself to the point where you think, if I have to cram one more fact or definition into my brain, I feel as though I might explode. Well, I believe it's essential we learn to implement self-care into our day-to-day lives so we can learn to effectively manage our time, stress, and overall negativity that we face every day. There's a certain mindset that pushes us until we can't push anymore. My personal experience with this, or rather lack of self-care, was when we had our Chapter 3 math test over solving and graphing linear functions. In all honesty, my math grade wasn't in its best state, so I had to make a good grade on this test. I stayed up well into the morning, rewatching previous notes, reviewing vocab, and practicing equations, but I didn't seem to be benefiting from it. I was burnt out. I wasn't retaining any of the information because I had reached my breaking point. I figured pushing myself to the point of exhaustion just had to pay off, right? Well, the next day I was so tired and unable to focus. The point is, it's easy to take the hard work pays off mindset a little too far. Self-care is crucial for our own well-being, and it's vital for us so that we don't push ourselves to the point of extreme fatigue and exhaustion. So what exactly is self-care? Well, essentially, self-care is choices. Choices that improve our mental, physical, and emotional health. Whenever we're choosing something that's good for us, we're choosing self-care. Richard Frenstraw says that we make 35,000 decisions per day. Out of those 35,000, I choose 3. 3 decisions devoted to self-care. 3 positive, nourishing, and loving decisions for me and others around me, whether it's going to the gym, choosing to go to bed on time, or just simply choosing to smile. I believe it's important that we do this because taking little steps to make sure we are our best selves is a victory within itself. Whenever people think of self-care, they picture face masks, bubble baths, and expensive beauty products, the materialistic parts of self-care. While things like SoulCycle memberships and juice cleanses are good for us, they make us feel good. But as a result, people see not having enough money as a hurdle to self-care. And this is something that I disagree with, because you could go on a walk or check out a library book or simply take a couple of deep breaths to help yourself refocus. Small, simple things that cost you nothing at all. Self-care isn't about how glamorous the treatment is, but rather the treatment itself. Self-care is most essential when you hit a patch of turbulence, a stressful school event, a family crisis, or a personal trauma. You need self-care the most whenever stress creeps into your life. Stress is one of the things that we all dread most. It always seems to come around when you have something important to do, and with it, it brings long nights, headaches, and anxiety. Whenever you find yourself in a stressful situation, it's easy to spiral, so it's important to remember to take care of yourself. Take a break and come back ready to work out a solution. There are 3 main aspects to self-care: your relationship with yourselves, your relationship with others, and love. How often have you heard the phrase, take care? You've probably heard it when you're leaving an event or a party. This is a phrase that we use every day. We're so quick to advise others to take care of themselves, but how often do we apply this saying to our own lives? Self-care is beneficial for you because it produces positive feelings and boosts your self-confidence and self-esteem levels. I believe it's important for middle schoolers to practice self-care because I think we can all agree that middle school doesn't always have the most positive effect on your self-esteem. We're reaching the age where we care more about other people's opinions than pretty much anything else. So self-care is a break from all that. A break from the negativity, the cliques, and the groups. It's a chance for you to catch your breath. So I've talked about the positive effects that self-care has on your relationship with yourself, but what about your relationship with others? Well, senior communications major Megan McCormick used this picture in an analogy for self-care, and I thought it was perfect. You've probably seen this in an airplane safety video or a safety pamphlet, but applied to self-care. The oxygen mask is self-care, and the daughter is your relationship with others. We all have parents, friends, and family members that we want to be empathetic towards, but if we don't take care of ourselves, if we don't put on that oxygen mask first, then we won't have the capacity to help those that we care so much about. Lastly, love. I love this quote because I believe it has a lot of truth to it. When building relationships with others, the relationship with yourself is the one that first needs to be healthy. I believe that you cannot truly learn to love others until you learn to love yourself, and this can be done through the process of self-care. When I asked my mentor what her self-care motivation was, she replied that it was her daughter and her loved ones. When trying to prioritize self-care, you've got to have motivation or else you'll fall short. Emotional support definitely helps you on your path to success because when there's someone standing by your side, It makes you feel more positive and success becomes easy. Finally, you can implement self-care into your day-to-day lives by keeping yourself in check, putting healthy foods into your bodies, drinking plenty of water, exercising your mind and body. And it's important we don't underestimate the importance of human connection. So reconnecting with a loved one is a great way to choose self-care. You can also make little lifestyle changes by changing the way that you look about negativity. Every day we're faced with negative situations, people, and even attitudes. But it's part of growing up learning how to deal with situations that aren't always ideal. Be the person who looks on the sunny side of things and try to find the positivity. Every day I try my best to consciously make 3 positive, loving, and nourishing decisions devoted to self-care. What will your 3 be? Thank you.